Welcome to this interview from the Embedded World in Nuremberg. I am here together with John Carbone. He is Vice President Marketing at X-Ware Platform. Welcome.
Thank you.
Today we will talk about new products and a little bit about the company. John, what are you presenting at the show?
We've introduced a couple of new technologies at Embedded World this year, Caroline. One is ViewX. ViewX is a new product that helps an embedded developer get a picture of what their application is doing as it's running on the target board. It's sort of like the Windows performance monitor that we all use on a PC to see how much CPU time is being used by the individual parts of our application, what our network traffic looks like, the network throughput, which is very important to keep an eye on in the Internet of Things connectivity, and also the amount of memory utilization. How much free memory do we have? How much memory is being used and consumed by each application thread? Okay. So with those visibility into items that are representative of the application running on the target board, developers get a better picture of what the application is doing, whether it's correct or incorrect, and enough information to let them optimize the performance of the system as well.
Okay. What do you think was the major benefit of this technology for customers?
Well, the benefits would be producing products faster. In other words, by getting more information about what the product is doing as they're developing it, they get to see whether it's running correctly or not. And so they don't waste time when they don't have to. And for example, the CPU utilization portion of the product tells the developer how much CPU time as a percentage of the whole is being used by each individual thread. And so if they're looking to optimize the performance of the system, it doesn't help them at all to spend time optimizing a portion of the application that only uses a very small percentage of the CPU. They'd be better off focusing their attention on a portion of the application that uses a significant portion of the CPU.
Right.
For example, if something uses 50% and everything else uses 5 or 10%, focus your attention on the 50%. With ViewX, they can see which thread uses 50% and which threads use less, so they can focus their attention on the one that's most in need of optimization.
Is your solution not only for high-performance applications, right?
Yes. All embedded applications are real-time and demand high performance, and they all run on very modest processors. They don't have the horsepower of a big, powerful processor that we find in our laptop or desktop systems. Embedded systems have much less CPU power, so it's important for them to manage that power and use it most effectively.
Right. And which markets are you targeting with this solution?
Our traditional markets have been the medical devices, industrial automation, and consumer electronics. Now, within all three of those markets, there are technologies that span all of them, and those would be wireless connectivity. Our wireless networking customers for Bluetooth, baseband radio, and Wi-Fi really transcend all three of those markets.
Has introduced mbedOS for the IoT. Is this a competitive RTOS, and what will it mean for Express Logic?
ARM's mbedOS is not an RTOS. Okay. It's a very comprehensive ecosystem of protocols that enable a device to communicate with the cloud. And so in this day of Internet of Things, devices remotely must gather information, communicate it to the cloud so that other systems can access that information and better serve our community, from home security systems to, you name it, automotive statistics. Well, many applications need to do more than just communicate with the cloud. For example, a smart meter in a home needs to keep track of electrical utilization. It needs to respond to user inputs. It needs to calculate averages and do a number of things. It needs to do a real-time job. mbedOS isn't designed to support the real-time priority, preemption, and other services that an RTOS would normally provide. It's focused on supporting the protocols that enable communication to the cloud. So rather than being a competitor to ThreadX, it's actually an opportunity. It opens a door for companies like Express Logic to offer our operating systems for those customers using mbed who have needs that go beyond simply communicating with the cloud and include managing a device in doing its more complex real-time tasks.
And what would you see? What are your future plans?
Well, we're very much involved in the Internet of Things, and we have been involved for quite some time.
All over.
Everyone is. We've been servicing customers using our software to develop products that participate in the Internet of Things, and we'll continue to do that. But our X-Ware Platform integration, which we announced in October last year, is expanding now, and that enables developers to start development on a development platform without having to do any integration work to get an individual operating system or network stack working. The platform approach seems to be one that developers are looking for. They don't want to do a lot of work that isn't really directly related to their application.
Right.
In other words, just getting the system up and running and ready to support application development is wasted time. It really doesn't end up in the product. What we enable them to do is to start immediately developing software that's going to end up in their product. And that's of tremendous value to developers. We think more developers are asking for that, and we're going to work hard to deliver that kind of technology and solutions for our customers.
For sure. Thank you, John, for this interview and for the insights in your company portfolio.
You're very welcome. I've enjoyed it.